Cheers, man. We're back. Oh no.
I'm cheersing with nothing.
Cheers. Oh, where's your coffee?
I'm done.
Oh, that's why you're a sweaty mess.
Yeah.
Well, we're finally back.
I know it's been a long time.
It didn't seem like it because we didn't miss a week of episodes. We planned it actually very accordingly.
Yeah, but in reality, we haven't done a podcast in like 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Just telling everybody the behind
Hell
the
yeah.
scenes.
Nothing to hide.
Even though I was in Ireland talking about a podcast that I did, so I was like, people will at least figure out that I recorded it early.
It does feel weird being back. And we're in a new location right now.
Yeah, new studios. FixFit Studios. That was easy. Just pop it right up.
Took a little bit of work. We're terrible with tech.
We are not tech savvy people. And there's so many people reaching out to us offering help and we don't take it.
Yeah, I think it's more so the timing, trying to get people together.
Yeah, they're not available when we are.
Yeah.
No one has a Monday night at 8:45 to just come over here and set up their Zoom camera or whatever.
That's right, today's Monday already. Damn.
Good thing we're neighbors now. You could just scoot over here.
I almost rode my scooter just to test out the timing, but
I gotta buy one now. Where did you get your scooter?
I think we got it online.
Online?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Costco or something. Maybe I missed the deal.
Yeah, we just saw one at Costco the other day. But it took me 20 minutes to jog here and then like 17 minutes to run back.
Yeah, me jogging your house is never going to happen.
But
I don't know if you knew that.
A scooter probably would only take like 7-8 minutes, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm not from the streets of Poway, man. But I just moved here. I'm a new resident. Officially today. I turned in my keys in my old spot. I'm here. It's my first official night, I think.
Yeah, so we're getting stuff figured out, but the benefit will be we can make more content and it'll be a lot easier to even meet up at the gym or your office because now you don't have to come all the way back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, coming back up is fine, but it's just like a mental block where you're just like, I just don't. Like, even today, I was like, I don't want to drive to my office to record this podcast. I was like, let's check out the new studio.
With the backdrop.
Boom. It looks like it just was meant to be there, except it took 30 minutes.
30 minutes just to figure out how to put that in the back.
I learned how to do Photoshop. It looks so good, though. I should lower this a little bit. New comfy chairs that I could take a nap in.
Since it's 8 p.m. right now, I'm pretty tired.
That's why you had coffee. And you're gonna be up. Did you listen to the podcast with me and Brittany last week?
Unfortunately.
When I was talking about the podcast on my updates of my trip. Did you ever talk about the Bang thing though? The Bang energy?
No, I don't remember.
Because you weren't listening.
It was background noise.
What's that Ian the Rhino guy from Hybrid Performance? I guess he's like all into nutrition because he's a pure athlete. Obviously, if you look at him, just by eating really clean, he looks like that. You should just.
I eat real clean.
You don't look like Ian the Rhino. It's kind of weird.
I look like Fat Thor. I did get my DEXA.
Oh yeah, you said it was good.
I'll post up about it. I gained an equal amount percent-wise of fat and muscle, which is pretty cool.
Power belly, dude. Anyway, Ian the Rhino said the Bang Energy, since it's like, I thought the first study that would come out would say something like how bad the chemicals in it are, but everything I read is just like it's BCAAs and caffeine, and I don't think there's really anything bad in it. But it was the amount of caffeine that you have. Like, let's say you do it at like 3 p.m. He's like, it won't get out of your system until like 1 a.m. at night, technically. Even with a workout or food or sleep and hydration, it doesn't matter. So he's like, your body won't enter a REM until like 1 a.m. And he's like, your REM's in the beginning of falling asleep too, I think.
Is that the same stuff as that Rain right now? You know, the Mountain's been promoting?
Yeah, Rain and Monster everyone's trying to shift to that because it's like everyone's like figured out like, oh, BCAAs and caffeine together are safer than a bunch of sugary Monsters or whatever. Because, Monster's been like 0 carb or whatever for a long time.
Yeah.
But they lost like, I don't know, the caffeine's not as good probably. Or the boost isn't as good. I don't know. I wasn't a big energy drink person. I was always coffee all day.
Yeah, I just do coffee,
But the bangs, dude, I'm like, for a workout, it's so good. It's really good. But it's kind of comparable to taking a pre-workout, if you ever mess with those.
I used to take pre-workout, and then we stopped.
So bad.
We used to do a lot of it. Like the weightlifting era in CrossFit, which was probably, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
There's a huge spike, We took a seminar from John North, and the height of the popularity was probably 2-3 years ago. And weightlifters would just do so much caffeine.
Yeah, and he had a heart attack.
Yeah, well, that's probably a mixture of two. I remember he was taking he was drinking Trenta coffees, which we were doing too, and then also a ton of energy, pre-workout, just straight in.
Just pure heart rate, just getting spiked.
I don't like to take caffeine before workout.
Yeah,
because I feel too antsy and stuff right before.
The heart's a muscle, man. You can't. I mean, it can only go through so much wear and tear.
I did that today. I went into happy hour getting my new routine down. Workout at 8 a.m. and I was just finishing my espresso, and then my heart rate was just jacked at the start.
Yeah,
it does flare up your anxiety more, especially when you're pushing to a CrossFit workout where you're already stressed out about not finishing the reps or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just don't freak out.
Yeah, I think in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, grappling style, they would train you to not do that because they'd be you need to chill, as much as you can. You need to be calm.
I do think
you don't want to be too ramped up. And
I agree, because you have to be more cerebral and relaxed, right, to perform your technique.
Especially in jiu-jitsu, yeah.
But I think for weightlifting or powerlifting, you need that. You need the adrenaline
for that one rep.
Yeah, one big set.
One big volume, yeah.
But most CrossFit workouts, you're not going that heavy, so what's the point in getting all ramped up on a regular training day? It's right before you're about to hit a workout. There's no point to be that jacked up.
Yeah, it's not I don't think about it as the initiation of it. I think about when you feel that initial crash, in the middle of the workout. It doesn't happen when you're on Bang or some kind of pre-workout stimulant. And
especially being more healthy paleo CrossFitter, carbs aren't a huge deal. I don't use carbs a lot, but now I just take the honey before, and then if I'm into a long training session right before a workout, then I'll take some more honey.
Yeah, last weekend
that gives me a jolt, so I don't need the caffeine.
I went back to tangerines last week, and it helped because it's got that fiber and sugar together.
Yeah,
which is so good for that slow kind of burn.
That's why the honey's good. It's a straight shot, because it's the pre-workout. It's just it's the same thing as those goo packs if you run.
Yeah, but it's not gonna.
If you run.
No, I don't run. I'm not.
I ran for the very first time. I actually ran here. I haven't. It's during my deadlift training. I didn't run once.
Rightfully so.
There just wasn't time. I'm heavier, and that wasn't what I was specializing in. So what's the point?
Right.
So I started to run just because I'm getting back to CrossFit, and the CrossFit opens in October, which is really weird because usually.
Yeah, I saw you post that up today, but what is your goal of the open then? Well, just to do it? You always do it.
Yeah, but it's people need goals, and
masters.
The next goal would be to be as CrossFit type of fit, So the thing about programming with FixFit, I learned this from Julian from StrongFit, but it's the closer you get to your competition, the Opens in October, and to me 2 months out or 8 weeks out or 7 weeks out, it's pretty close. You're going to do a lot more of the sport specific exercises and not so much FixFit.
Yeah.
So pretty much I'm just doing as much FixFit as I can as a quick finisher or anything that flares up. Mm-hmm. But I'm ramping up 1 or 2 a days with FixFit movements or CrossFit movements because I got to get better at it.
Right.
So today we had to do a ton of burpees and kipping pull-ups. I have to relearn how to do all the skills. So there's not enough time to do an hour of FixFit a day. So the goal is to get better at all the CrossFit movements.
Yeah, but
handstands.
You wanted to get better at deadlifting. So you said 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I want some kind of marker for the CrossFit.
Like because
I gotta hit something. What could be a marker?
The marker.
Can you do masters now?
Yeah, this is masters. I'm 35, so that
Right.
would count. But it's
You talked
really,
about that for years.
But it's really because it's like there's like CrossFit Games athletes, right? They're like the pros.
Yeah, but just like.
And then there's like the people that make regionals, so they're like trying to make the cut, and they're still pro level. Then there's like all the other CrossFitters, which is like in that category.
Doesn't happen anymore though.
No, or they have some weird. I really don't know because I don't follow it as much. But
so that's what kind of sucks.
They change everything.
In my opinion, that's what kind of sucks about it is like you can't be like, I'm gonna qualify for Masters regionals as a goal.
You can. They have an online qualifier.
Yeah, but it's not like.
Yeah, but that's been going on. If you're a Masters, you don't get the big regional show.
Oh, that's always the way it is.
So to have a goal, doing the Open for 9-10 years now or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably started like 7 or 8 years. I don't really remember, but if you had to set a goal, what I recommend is to make it more fun, where you're gonna pair yourself up against somebody, and that's what we're moving towards this year. You've been in our Open experience where we make teams, so it's kind of like a softball league where we make it fun, like a drinking league.
Yeah. But
this year we want to motivate people to train, so it's like, hey, we're gonna pair you up against someone that's similar, and it'd be a good matchup in the 5 weeks. So you might not be the exact same skill level athlete. You might have a lot of strength on them.
Yeah.
But they might have some of the body weight movements. But then out of the 5 weeks, you guys would be pretty comparable going head to head. Because there's no reason for me to be like, I want to get X placement in the Open, because we're nowhere near that caliber. Right?
Too arbitrary.
Exactly.
Like, you could land and be like, I landed whatever place, and that doesn't mean anything. But it's like, that doesn't mean you fail that way you did in your.
That's what I posted today. Is like, there's a small group. It started with just DJ and I and Brett, and then we added Zach in Miami because they were working out with me on Friday. But DJ and I are training for the Open.
So you got to beat DJ.
Yeah.
Well, you always compete against him. Who won last year?
He won last year.
Okay, so get revenge. Is that the goal? I'm trying to help you here.
It's really funny.
People want to follow. That's what I found out, that when we talked with Steve, people liked following your 500-pound deadlift journey. With my Ireland thing, I was like, didn't want to post as much as I did, but people were messaging me like, I'm having fun following this. So it's like, you have to tell us something to root for. And everyone wants you to beat TJ anyway, so it'll be easy.
The thing about DJ and I, we started 2014 and we had like the head-to-head.
So you start
JR
slowly building it. Like
JR made the flyers.
2014, I beat him. 2015, I beat him, right? Like, you beat him like, what, 3-4 years in a row or something?
I beat him every single year except for last year.
Ooh.
But I have all the excuses why he won last year.
Yeah.
I wasn't working out. He's going to listen to this part.
Yes.
And be pissed. But the reason we get more fit in CrossFit is because we push each other. It's really it's a weird dynamic, and that's what we're trying to instill with the newer.
I remember the year before, it came down to the last one.
Yeah, it's been close, but for some, like, there's always some like weird body weight workout or something at the end where it's just not fair.
Yeah.
Where it's like a bunch of burpees or something.
You guys should set it up. You got to stage it. Start marketing it like throughout the thing, like 2015, and like find old videos of you beating him or him beating you.
Yeah.
And like,
well, there's not a lot of videos of him beating me.
Or just like 4 years of buildup of D just like in the background, like sobbing, and like make it like an HBO, like 24/7. We're gonna follow you around in your training.
It's usually how, I mean, last year is kind of. We didn't have such a big Open in terms of that, where usually a bunch of people come.
Yeah, that was like.
Which really, people want to see us suffer, and they know that when DJ and I are working out against each other. You guys didn't hype
it up that much last year.
No, not at all. That people just want to see us hurt. And
a couple years ago, you guys were like going live every time. I remember being like at work, like putting it on in the background and like watching you guys like go for like a 20-minute chipper and like.
I hope to bring that back this year because especially for me, I'm committing to training. That's my new goal.
Yeah.
And it's the benefit. Like, I've gained 25 pounds since I started the deadlift journey. I'm trying to keep that.
During it?
Yeah, so I'm actually trying to get.
This will be tough.
But I have a whole nutrition protocol for it, and
so much cardio.
I'm trying to be a bigger CrossFitter.
It's possible.
Because I weighed usually low 170s, and at the height of my CrossFit peak, I guess. But now I'm like high 180s.
Yeah.
I obviously have a lot of fat to shed still. I'm holding a lot of power belly weight. So we'll see if I can kind of balance it out. But I want to be like 180s going into the open, so I don't have a big deficit in terms of like, if it's a pure lifting workout, DJ's going to crush me.
So the open is beginning of October?
It's October 10th or something.
So we have all of September to talk about it and hype up.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go, and that's what we're doing at our gym. So people that do listen, we already put it down on paper, but we're going to start pairing people head to head.
No choice.
Shit. I think we picked a couple people for you.
A couple?
Yeah.
I can't even think of one. Me and Jason were close.
Jason Hill? Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah,
I was just thinking that.
When we were wolf category or whatever last year, we were close together. He always beats me though. But that actually would give me some motivation, because where he beats me is in like some body weight stuff as well.
That's the idea, is like, if you want to the reason to set a goal is so that you start working on shit you don't want to.
Yeah,
you're going to start working on like, oh fuck, I have to work on my gymnastics or Olympic lifting.
He always beats me on toes to bar. Even like the burpee WOD last week, I was like, he's just moving more efficiently than me, flat out. And we partnered up on that.
I've actually gotten kind of lucky. I think the last, of course I was more fit in the beginning and I beat DJ a lot, but during the last couple of years, maybe 3 years, it's like individual movements, he's gotten me on like most things. Yeah. I'm like starting to run out, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if this workout had double, oh no, he's better than that, you know?
Yeah, he's starting to catch up.
Now it's like only like strict handstand put, it's like very slim. Because all his lifts are higher, you know, and his CrossFit conditioning is probably way better. So it's going to be a good test that all the FixFit training I'm doing now is now changed for CrossFit movements.
Are you guys going to release like who's facing who like in advance?
We don't. This is all still in the works, but we don't know. No, we definitely will have
like an unveiling, like a draft, like an NFL draft and shit. That's what you should do. Team DJ versus Team Mark. You guys fucking draft people. But like, you guys should like set aside, like, we know who we're gonna take. Yeah. Because we want to pair people up.
Yeah, you can't take both or something.
But just like unveil it. You know, not a live draft.
That's a good idea, because it's, you know, we like to do things as like teams.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to, yes, you're going head to head with so and so.
Are you guys doing like an AMer versus a PMer?
We have some that are like that. We try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Because there's some people at the gym would be like a good match,
but it's there's still like a couple AM people that need to face each other.
It's more fun in class where you can talk some smack.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, you want to see the same
I want that
people.
Whole September of like, hey, where were you last week? Yeah, well, I was here. Get ready for October 10th.
And every workout, you just get to push a little harder because you got someone. Yeah. And DJ and I are working.
That'd be fun.
DJ and I usually don't get to train together as much because he's AM and I'm PM. Yeah. And this whole, like, with my school schedule, as in my kids' school schedule and Andrew's, is like, I'm going to be working out at 8 a.m. with DJ every day. So we're going to be...
That's perfect.
Killing each other all the way up till the open.
That's funny because I just saw Jason last week and he was like, where the hell have you been? I was like, dude, what the like, you were gone like a month last week. Yeah. So we were like on the same boat of like both being gone traveling. And
it's more
he's like, where the hell have you been? I've been here grinding. I'm like, dude, you've been here like twice last month. Get the hell out of here.
It's way more fun that way because like if we done like the individual style, but you're on this giant list of like your Division 2 or whatever. Like, it's not as you rank up a couple points, but it's like
I remember
all or nothing, head to head.
Me and him were facing off with like Rojo towards the end of the Wolf thing, and me and him both being like against each other. Like, okay, like I counted for him, he counted for me, but us both being like, well, we don't even know what Joe did. Yeah, like this morning, like we saw the score, but it's like
you're competing against the leaderboard versus like a one-on-one.
It just wasn't as.
It's either you win or you lose, right?
And so it's funny. It worked out well. So to testimonial to what you guys are trying to do, that me and Jason had fun that Friday night going one-on-one with each other. Like, you count for me, I count for you.
Yeah.
And that way we can't slack a rep. But in the back of our head, being like, well, we both want to beat Joe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't really care if we do. We just want to beat each other.
Yep.
So that's actually pretty cool we already did that last year. So that was awesome. I think that'd be even cool if you could score it and actually, like, document it, you know? We just did it and then went and got drinks and food after.
I'm excited because, like, usually the traditional way to train CrossFit for competition is volume. So I'm going to do a lot more everything. A lot more kipping pull-ups, chest to bar pull-ups, a lot more handstands, and a lot more Olympic lifting.
I don't want to do any of that.
But it's the old style of training, at least for me and for us now, so that now I'm working so much Olympic lifting, but it's all like FixFit mechanics, like all the stuff we've been posting.
You guys are making me go inverted, aren't you?
No, because the thing about it is like once you pair someone up, they're going to be at the same level. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
Jason doesn't. Well, he does handstand push-ups.
So it's like there's going to be like I don't even know, maybe like there has to be some negotiations per workout. Like,
yeah, give and takes. I'll go heavier.
Yeah, because if it's like RX, like bar muscle up and no one's doing it, you know, obviously we're going to modify it to where both athletes can still compete.
Something else you missed on the podcast last week because you weren't listening to it.
It was on
a follow-up for the 4 people that listened to it.
You guys have to listen to that one.
With Brittany, I was telling her that the Saturday before I left for Ireland, I told my new patients that I saw Friday and Saturday, like, follow up with me in 2 weeks. And like my attitude with them was like do this and this, like very minor things, and like for their home care, right? Like, go do these things and follow up with me in 2 weeks. And I didn't say anything like a couple of them. I didn't even tell them like I'm going on vacation. I didn't say I'm going to be out of the country for 2 weeks because I was like, I told Brittany this last week. I put it in their head right away that typically I would follow up with a new patient in 2 to 3 days, but I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks. I'm like, that, all those people are going to be like, oh my God, like, he's not here. Like, I have to wait 2 weeks. And they're like instant panic mode because I put that in their head. So I was like, I'm just going to be like, follow up with me in 2 weeks and show me that you can do something. And I was like shocked at the responses of all 4 or 5 people that I saw this Saturday. And I was like, man, everybody just booked and like was like, yeah, okay. And just like walked out. And every time I kept coming up and asking my front desk, like, did they book? And they're like, yeah, they booked 2 weeks out from now. Like 2 weeks from now on a Saturday. I'm like, that's 3 weeks from today.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, they booked. I said on Brittany's last week, because I hadn't seen them yet, I was like, I want to see what the retention rate is of them all doing it. 100% last week. 100%. They all showed up. A few of them did what I asked them to do by like a couple of them were actually like in pain, where I was like, go see Brittany, go see Melissa, see somebody else while I'm gone, see Erica. And they did. A couple of them actually did. And then a couple of them were just like, no, I just waited for you to when you got back. And I was like, okay, that was like a big thing for me before I left, because it showed me to stop hand-holding. So, and it showed me like, okay, why don't you come show me like you can do the things I'm asking you to do, and then I'll give you more, right? Rather than being like because we've talked all the time that FixFit isn't a protocol, and FixFit needs to just be like the wanting to understand what's going on and the wanting to learn, right? I can't force people want to learn.
Yeah.
So like the YouTube clip you sent me, we should probably link it, from Julian. The number one thing I took out of his 8-minute clip was like, find the people that want to be students. That's it. Like, for our principles, some people are gonna want to learn, and then other people aren't, right? So like, if you talk to any really good teacher, they're gonna know that in a class of 30 people, 2 get A's and are actually trying and learning and adapting and whatever, and then there's like something in the middle, and then there's something way on the other side where there's no help, right? And that's our profession, and that's healthcare and fitness in a nutshell, really.
Yeah, but we're trying to change the mindset, right? We're trying to be the third option, so there's things already there.
Right.
And what you said last week that I do remember, because I did listen to it.
Uh-huh.
Is that people were messaging you while you're on vacation or whatever, saying like, wait, you can't go out of the country. Wait, I need you. And you're kind of like, well, I kind of need this for my own sanity type deal.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I shouldn't take vacation? Okay.
But it's like you're saying it's kind of like that's the wrong approach, or that's kind of sad that you're so reliant on somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm your Advil.
Exactly. It's like you can't be away from me or have access to you for more than a week and a half. Like, how reliant are you on that person?
Yep.
And we don't want that. We don't want the FixFit or, Kakairo or what we do at CrossFit Sun, like, to be like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because the idea is to share the knowledge, to share all the info so that you know how to take care of yourself to some degree. And there are the people that we truly want to work with because they're willing to learn. But there are a lot of people that come to me, at least, and they're looking for, like, I guess a quick fix.
Yeah, well...
But for me, the quick fix is more so, like, what I've seen lately is that people have an event coming up.
Right.
Whether it's the half marathon or, like, a lifting event or whatever. And in reality, there's no time to get them to change their mechanics in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, something hurts, my hip's tight, right? Obviously, going to you, they want some relief. If they come to me, it's the same thing. We're going to do some drills to hopefully buffer the event you're about to take on. But there's no time to really change the way you move.
Well, here's me back squatting right before my trip, and I told you my right hip's pinching. You're like, you're not driving in on this leg, you're no inner hammy. I'm leaving on my trip. My hip's pinching the whole flight. Every time I'm walking, every time I get out of bed, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You told me that before I left, and it's like, what am I going to do? Pistons everywhere I go? I'm like, yeah, I can, and I did, and I went to the gym a couple times, as much as I could, literally, in the area, and it's like, did it fix my hip pinch? Like, no. Did it hurt? Yes. Or it was uncomfortable. It didn't hurt. But I didn't go, like, I'm doomed, like, oh, this hip, like, I need an MRI on this thing now, But to your point about people going, I'm ready to get fixed, because like, you're the FixFit mechanic, you're gonna fix me, it's in the name.
Yeah.
Fix me 2 weeks before my race. Just welcome to healthcare. Like, that's healthcare. Like, you said you're gonna fix me, you're a mechanic, to like put a bolt in this thing and let me go run without this hip pinch. That'd be like me coming, like, this hip's pinching, Mark said medial hamstring, I'm doing pistons in my hotel room, and then I'm walking all over Dublin, and then my hip's still pinching. Mark, you didn't fix this thing. This is medial hamstring. Really? It's like my mindset was different on that than somebody that's like, I'm about to run a race, right? So I did see a runner right before the race, literally Thursday. So the race was Sunday.
Yeah, so 3 days, 2 days.
Right. And thought the knee was hurt. We treat the hip, immediately feels better. Knee is still all swollen and,
because it's fucked up. What do you want? Yeah, it's right. Too late.
I'm trying to show kickbacks. Oh no, I went straight to pistons, and I was like, one leg, can't even do a piston because there's so much inflammation in the knee that we're concerned that the meniscus is potentially torn. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, fine, just kick back. We take a couple steps back, and I'm like, Epsom salt baths, rest, whatever. Comes back in 2 days, everything's gone. Like, no knee pain, no hip pain. But I was like, the day before the race, I was like, I'm not showing a piston again.
Yeah.
There was inflammation in the knee on Thursday. I was like, Saturday, inflammation's down because your pain's down. But I was like, we're not going to do a piston.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Right? But it was like, I tried to apply some FixFit mechanics, but it's like, with years of experience of this now, I would have been like, oblique openers and like foam roll this and like all this other.
That's true. It's like
that's hand holding though.
The process now is better because of experience, right?
Yeah.
It's like the reality of it all, right? It's like the reality of, okay, if I'm gonna do if I go to you to get treated, or if I go to like do a lot of FixFit drills for, let's say, my shoulder, but I'm still choosing to hit this hero workout, to do this max bench press, whatever, I should expect that something might go wrong still. Because we didn't fix anything. We got treated for like temporary relief. And that's what we're starting to realize is it depends on kind of the severity of how bad it's already gotten.
Yeah.
But being able to explain to the client, the patient or whatever, saying like, it's so inflamed. What the hell do you want to do? Like, there's no way to get that inflammation out in 2 days, let alone like 6 weeks. But I think that the test is like you're saying. You told them to do the drills, and 2 weeks later they came back.
Yep.
What I'm thinking too with FixFit because I just meet with people and I try to give them the why, like why did your injuries happen, and that first assessment. I think the test would be like if someone's coming for a quick fix for both of us.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, they want to not hurt for the race or their lift or competition, whatever their sport. But I think the test is whoever is coming back afterwards.
Totally.
Saying, hey, now I'm ready. I know I only gave you 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 days, whatever the hell, to help me with my knee for, let's say, running, for example. But understanding that race will probably still fuck them up and they barely survived or they didn't. Something might have gotten worse. But if they come back to me or come back to you afterwards saying, hey, I don't have a race now for next 6 months, a year. Let's fucking do it. That's what it's about.
So this is what I did. You're going to love this. I said, fix the hip, first session, knee super inflamed. And this is the cool part about FixFit, and you know this, that in the assessment with FixFit mechanics, you're assessing at the same time.
Yeah.
Get on this one leg, hinge back, and flex your glute. Ow, my knee hurts. Your knee's too inflamed.
Yeah.
You can't even flex the glute here. The why is the glute is not firing, right?
Yep.
You have no medial hamstring, your glute max does not fire when you run. Hopefully that registers, but is it going to register when the race is 3 days out in my mind and this knee's inflamed and in pain, right? So Epsom salt baths, able to go for a jog, and then comes back and goes, everything feels great, I have my race tomorrow morning, let's do another treatment, let's tape up the knee, to get me through this race, right?
Yeah,
let me get my triple crown, let me get my medal, and then I said, follow up next week. Like, here's the old, like, it was like, oh, after the race, what do I do? I take off the tape and then this and that. I was like, I don't even care. What are you doing after? Like, when can you follow up again? Like, Thursday, because, like, school's starting next weekend. Like, we're going on vacation and blah, blah. And it's like, perfect.
Yeah.
See me Thursday, see me Friday or Saturday. I don't even care. Come show me you want to fix this knee issue long term.
Yeah, because
right?
Exactly.
And that's where I was just like, see ya. Like, I would love for you to come back next Thursday morning and go, guess what? I freaking PR'd. I have no pain right now. I enjoyed my vacation. Sent my kids off to school. What do I do now with this knee? How do I get this glute stronger? And we jump into pistons right there. Like, that's the ideal situation for this patient. But it's like, will it happen? It's like a freaking coin flip, right?
Yeah, that's why we're learning that, because we've said it before. It's not like we're not fixing you. We're giving you the tools and the knowledge and assessing to help figure out why the injury happened or why you're in pain.
Yeah. And
then you have a better choice to go fix it yourself. And then we have to continue to guide through the assessments. But if you don't come back for it, then that means you never wanted to do the work for it yourself. And then ultimately it never works. And that happens, right? It's like kind of, you go in and you get, I've done so many one-on-one assessments with people, and I just kind of like, well, keep me in the loop, make sure you're doing these things daily or whatever.
And do they or do they not? Like,
and
again, coin flip. Like,
before I would like be more, kind of like hand-holding, chasing, right? Like, oh, are you doing texting?
Dude, before we had an open messenger, like literally invitation open.
Yeah.
You can contact us 24/7.
Yeah.
We're like a month of it. Is it a month?
Yeah, we did a month.
We're
like 5 people. It's too much.
Nope. And we could have done double the next month.
And the thing is, it's like that again. We're doing too much for them. We're not letting them fail and learn.
Yep.
And that's kind of the idea with FixFit. Like anything else, it's like you should expect to fail. And what that means is the process, you're learning how to get certain things to fire, and then you might take a step back or two because you're like, I was doing these drills, I still felt it in my knee, and you're like, okay, well, that the drill wasn't the solution.
Right. Getting
that glute to fire is the solution.
All we did was try to find where it's coming from.
Right, and it's like you have to be. I was reminded. I just posted about it today. And Bob reminded me because we did a lot of band drills, pulling down on it to get your teres to fire. And Bob was saying, like, you can't just put a bunch of finishers or drills for people to do, because that's what I was going. I was like, maybe I need to make a list, because like people have to be aware that if they're not feeling the right muscles on, if they're not feeling the benefit of the drill, then like what's the point? Some people are just going to do 50 reps because you said to do 50 reps.
Right.
And that's where I had my post today.
Well, that's why I think people avoid our ideas, is because they just think that we're the next programming gimmick that came around. And it's like, slowly but surely we'll have to show through content that that's not what we're trying to do. And what your videos need to point out is that this is to assess yourself, right? Like if you're doing this Terry's thing, it's not to do 30 reps, it's to do, this is what a Terry's feels like. Oh, my left one doesn't feel like anything. Now what?
That's if so. Some people that aren't local, right? And I've been doing a lot of assessing for people, you know, out of state. They send me a video, and but that's exactly what I tell them. It's like, and even someone that's broken, that has a serious injury, or whatnot, they come in, and I'm not saying we're gonna fix that, but the whole intent or the why of what the purpose of the assessment is to figure out the possibilities of why it happened in the first place. Right? Yeah. That's it. And if you don't even know why you tore something, or you have impingement, or your trap is super tight, then how can you start fixing something you have no idea where it could be coming from?
Yeah.
So that's all it is. So I'm not telling them that, like, hey, after you get assessed, you're leaving with like these magical drills. And we don't even want that, because we want people to want to learn why their knee hurts.
Yep.
Because then they can use that for later. Because what if it flares up again in a couple of years? Or what if it happens in their other knee because they've been compensating?
And they're like...
That's the biggest thing that I've seen with people with knee issues.
Yeah.
That they're like...
And hip.
Because I do a long one-on-one sit down, because I want to know their history.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? The knee that's currently messed up, it's weird, because that was the good one.
Yeah.
And the other one was the bad one, but then
Yeah.
I rested, I did some stretching, I did yoga, whatever.
Yeah.
It went away. I don't know what happened. But then now they're like, this knee's jacked up, it's really bad, and they're getting MRI. I'm like...
It's so funny, dude. You're like... You're entering a world of being a healthcare provider. That's it. Like,
but I'm entering in to see what...
You're like, I don't want it. I don't want to be in that fucking world.
I'm in there looking at what they do. I need to run... I'm trying to run away and then take as many people, like... I'm the crazy dude in the parking lot saying,
if
like,
you're,
there's a third
if you
door.
do one-to-one assessments, FixFit mechanic, I'm telling you, dude, you have Fix It in your name. They don't even see FixFit. They see Fix It. Mark's gonna fix it. And like, you've entered primary healthcare, because like, that's kind of what me and Brittany were trying to get across last week. It was like, this is what it's like just sitting in our back office and us just talking about a patient. And it's like, not talking crap on a patient, but literally like a case management thing. Like, what did you see? What did I see? What did we see? And it's like, half the time, more than half the time, we're sitting there going like, damn, like the point's just not getting across. Like they have it in their head like one way, so like, this is what I'm here for, and like, if you can't do it, like, it failed. And it's like, constantly we're just trying to be like going back to Julian again, it's like, who is the student? And that's what you're trying to find out. You might have to do 100 assessments and find those 2A students that are going to be like, I'm the student from this assessment.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go. Like, what next? And it's like, that's the thing, is like, if the what next isn't, let me buy this program, it's like, let me go start working on this and I'll let you know how it's going, right? That's what you want. You want someone to go like, I went for a run and I squeezed my glutes together the whole time. I was uphill and downhill, and my core was sore the next morning. Like, that's what you want.
I want them to put 2 and 2 together. I want them to have the light bulb moment.
Yes.
And that's what I tell everyone when I assess them. It's like, I want that light bulb moment to go,
right.
Oh, and then when we're assessing the knee and we're going over why it's happening because muscles aren't firing, then they start to, some of them will, when I've done my job, I realize their wheels are turning. They go, wait, does that mean my shoulder hurts probably because this isn't working, huh? And I'm like, there you go.
Boom. You're
there. You're ready. You're like ready for, it's like that red or blue pill in Matrix, right? It's like, you're ready to learn now.
Yeah, totally. That's all we're looking for. We're not looking for quick fix people.
Speaking of programs, because like everyone follows a program these days, whether the weightlifting program, CrossFit, comp program, whatever it might be. And then something you said the other day made complete sense, and it's so funny where so many people are so quick to post about, hey, I'm following X program. I'm on this awesome CrossFit program, weightlifting program. I'm hitting a PR thanks to this program.
Yep.
Thanks to this program. And then the people I see or you see
Yep.
fuck themselves up on X program. And where are all the posts about that?
Yeah.
There's not enough people that have the balls to stand up and say, like, hey, I hit all these PRs. Great, you did. But then when you fucking blow something up in your shoulder, your neck, your back, whatever, your knee, like, no one's gonna admit, like, the ego, right? They don't want to show that, oh, I suck, I got hurt.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is then people are gonna
It's a freak accident.
But people only see the 5-star reviews. Yeah. So more people are gonna want to follow these programs.
Yeah.
But then behind the scenes, I'm like, okay, I'm getting the message saying, hey man, I was doing this, following this program, I hurt myself. Can you help me?
In my opinion, from the patients that I've seen and the athletes that I've seen over the years, it's smoke and mirrors, right? Yes, these programs are producing PRs, but the backside of it and the true
how many bodies are leaving behind?
How many people are not hitting PRs, and how many people are getting injured from these programs?
Yep.
Right.
The people posting, of course, they want to show a cool PR.
It doesn't even need to be a PR. It could be a gym. It could be a gym where it's like, I'm hitting PRs at this gym. The coaching's so good. How long does it last?
It's true too. I mean, of course, that's a little different because when you're following, when you're part of a gym, I can speak from experiences. You don't really want to put your coach on blast or something, right?
Yeah, but what if that individual coach has like I've had patients at another gym go, that coach is working on my Olympic lifting with me, so I'm following this block right now.
Yeah. And
that coach got me a PR. But it's that doesn't last, because even let's say you had Leslie giving out weightlifting programs to all of these 5 followers that she's got in her classes, and they all PR, right? And it's what next for her when they do? That's what I've always wondered with these blocks and things like that. It's cool, you got your PR. Now what? You're gonna do another one. If you just keep going for another, and we talked about with DJ's podcast, how many times are you gonna go up 0.5 and 1 pound, and it's you're just gonna eventually hit this plateau, and then you just give up,
or you get hurt.
Or you get hurt more likely. Because they want to say that, but it's true.
No, that's how the training goes, right? And that's how the sport world works, And you talk about high school athletes trying to make it to college,
Yeah.
How many people that make it to the college, but how many ACLs are torn if there's a soccer team, right? Soccer, and that's the same thing with CrossFitters and stuff. It's you kind of hang your head on these PRs and all-star athletes maybe, right? Because you want to prove that you got them to their certain level.
Yeah.
But again, it's without the intent or the long-term mindset of being a coach, being a healthcare provider or whatever. It's what's your goal for them?
But that's...
I want them to snatch and clean and jerk if they like it for as long as they want to do it.
Right. And
through that, if you're working on mechanics, you're going to stay safer, you're going to perform better, the whole deal. But it isn't just, hey, follow this program that I wrote up on a piece of paper, not really knowing exactly how you're doing it mechanically.
Right.
And then how many times can you run through a different program before you blow up?
But that's what's funny is that those coaches might have the same mentality as me. Let's say San Diego Padres hire me, and they go, you're the chiropractor. I'm not going to go into that setting and go, I'm fixing everybody in here.
Yeah, you are or you aren't.
I would love to
but
be I'm
happen.
Your head programmer. Yeah. Not gonna happen. You're the chiropractor. You're just gonna be here for chiropractic related musculoskeletal injuries, evaluation.
Adjust them and get them going.
Adjust them and get out of here, right? So the trainer or the Olympic weightlifter giving out the programs should have the same mindset. I'm just giving you this.
Yeah.
I'm not here to tell you to accept it and to ask me for round 2, 3, 4 of this next year. And so he or she is just giving out that program over and over until someone's injured.
Yeah.
So the more evolved programs like Hybrid in Miami with Steffi Cohen's gym and my buddy's Prescript program, Jordan Shallow and Jordan Ginta, they add in all this accessory stuff with it to tell people they tell you this, like even Steffi Cohen's is like has nutrition involved in theirs, because they're just like, this is like, you can't just do these blocks over and over and over. Like, you have to make it a lifestyle, and that's the way of doing it to the masses, but they do it to the masses more for powerlifting and Olympic weightlifting.
And like, I have a big issue with programs. That's what I posted today, right? Because if you're not doing the programs properly, you're getting that negative effect, or you might get that honeymoon phase. You get stronger because you're actually doing something,
right?
And so there's a benefit of programs, because at least you're doing something a little more structured than you're trying to figure out on your own. But that's where the evolution is. That's why I want to share.
That's right.
That's why we're trying to share the freaking
knowledge. Your 500-pound dead was not a block of any sort, or no progression, no linear this or that on a chart. And then this next one for your CrossFit Open is not going to be any of that. It's going to be show up at 8 a.m. every day.
Well, that's what's the proof, right? That was a powerlifting kind of proof of concept.
Right.
I just try to eat good food. I took no supplements, no protein.
Right.
Didn't wear a belt or straps or switch grip or anything for the deadlift. And even though I wasn't intentionally training the other lifts, the press, the bench, the back squat went up,
Yeah.
And all I was focusing on is, how do I figure out what I'm missing mechanically, and then fucking just... Now, instead of doing light drills like with bands and shit, like, I'm going to hammer that home.
Yeah.
So now I'm transitioning. That proof of concept worked, and I survived that. I didn't blow my back out.
Yeah. So what are you going to do for this Open then?
So the Open now is the same thing, where now I have to relearn
no roids.
Well, this is where you see the transition. If you're following my Instagram pages, like, I've been breaking down the Olympic lifts a lot, because CrossFit has a pretty good amount of Olympic lifting in there.
Yeah.
We've rechanged, even though we've done Olympic lifting as a sport by itself. We've done a lot of Olympic lifting because I like to nerd out on it before, but now we've like rechanged the way our overhead position is mechanically. It's crazy. And then it's like we're finding new drills that are like aha moments for the whole gym. Yeah. We incorporate it into the classes as just like a prep or warm up, and so many people are saying like, I finally felt my mid traps, my lats.
Mid traps head through. Their head can go more through with the mid traps.
And it's that's where it's like, this is the journey. That's why I'm doing it, because it's people want that quick answer, and I can't give it to them. So someone messaged me saying like, when I'm showing my videos of working snatches, like, well, is it more internal rotation, or is it more like shrugging? Is it more shoulders back and down? And it's not one quick answer. It's not one quick fix. It's understanding like the mechanics of the structure and how you're applying it. So it's really not internal or external.
Right.
It's exactly what muscles you're supposed to be, like, how do you get them on and how do you use it for snatch? So I have to relearn that with, kind of break it down with like a ring muscle up or kip, a handstand push-up. So this is the journey for that, in my opinion. Kind of like the supplemental goal is applying FixFit to CrossFit now as a performance training protocol, an idea, versus like just like, hey, if your shoulder hurts from doing CrossFit, hit me up and do these drills.
Yeah, I still think we'll definitely get a lot of content out in September. We got a couple weeks for school to start and people to get back into the swing of things for the fall. But man, once football season's on and once the fall really is in swing, we'll have tons of content. We'll be working out like crazy. But from there, maybe we should really set our goals and mindset towards 2020 and just teaching this to other people, right? Like seminars.
You mentioned like if a chiro got hired by Padres, right? That's an example. Yeah. If a coach has a different mindset, a CrossFit coach, right? That they're not just here to babysit and just read off the whiteboard. They want to fix someone's issue, help them snatch better, right? Then they are going to take it on themselves to do something above and beyond.
Right.
If people are looking for just to fill a space, a body, and be like a robot, then obviously we're not looking for those type of people. We want the people that are willing to learn.
Right. Willing
to ask the questions, to say, shit, I've been snatching for about 9.5 years.
Yeah.
10 years now. Maybe I've been doing it wrong, So the goal is, I think, the natural transition is to teach people that want to learn, and it has to be seminar setting.
Yeah.
Because I could talk about the arch in the foot and the posture and how that relates to deadlifting, squatting, and running, but that could be like a 4-hour discussion.
But I think you showing that arch thing to like someone like Erica, who's also a trainer, she's thinking about arches and medial hamstring with all the clients she's seeing.
Yeah.
So your masses are being reached more, your message is being reached to more masses. This week, this Friday actually, a kickboxing gym asked me to come by, and this is where it gets good, and I'm sure we can name a couple places right now that would ask us to come by. They're just like, can you come to this kickboxing gym and teach us something? And it's like, yeah, what do you guys want to know? And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, just something, because all of our members are broken, and it's like I'm like, how to spot it. Lower back pain, I'm guessing, because you guys are throwing kicks on heavy bags and everybody sits and has tight hips. I'm like, those things, and they're just like, yeah, like, that sounds good. Oh, please. And I'm like, it's a freaking canvas. It's a blank canvas, and they're just like, help.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great. So if I go there and I'm going to test it out. I'm just go like, it's just trainers, no members.
Okay, that's even better.
Which was even better. In my head, I was like, members too, let's do it. And they were like, no, this is just coaches. 6-7 coaches. And I'm like, if I can get 2 to 3 points across of like identification of what to look for, and then like some recovery stuff, that can go so much further. And I'll probably just do like a bodyweight squat to start. Like, everybody knows a bodyweight squat, but like with the right muscles on, that's where you get that aha, like right away. And it's like, you don't have to take your members through that, but like you can if somebody comes up to you, instead of being like, oh, I don't know, maybe you should go see your doctor, and then you lose the membership.
Yeah.
It's
just a coaching tool, right? That's really all it is like, we want the people to use like if you gave them how to assess, couple drills, couple ideas, they don't have to run the exact same thing on their clients. But if someone is throwing kicks and their back's like, hey, coach, trainer, my back's hurting from
my
this
knee
kick.
hurts, I guarantee it's probably
and they're just able to articulate it a little better because they see it clearer. It's the whole idea of like, if you don't know what's going on, how the hell can you fix it? Because as a trainer like myself before, you would just machine gun it. You're like, oh, back hurts? Well, rest it, ice it, stretch, maybe roll out everything, roll out your IT. It's like, that doesn't go well because it's so vague. So the idea is you're going to give them some tools that they can kind of like see how it works within their sport.
It's like, you guys all know how to apply CPR or do an AED if you needed. You all got training for that, right? It's like, but if my ankle's tweaked, or my lower back hurts, or my shoulder hurts from throwing a punch on the bag, you guys don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? That's a clear example.
It just means
I'm going to go see my doctor. I need an x-ray.
Or don't use it. Just throw like jabs with the other hand or something, They usually
Or they modify it,
as the modification.
Just lay on your ground and do crunches while we do this.
That's all trainers have
Stay
right
away
now.
from the burpees.
Is modification, which is very archaic, is old school. You're there to teach them an art and whatever it is.
I'm gonna open up with that. I'm gonna be like, you guys are CPR, AED trained. Everybody has first aid training here, but someone, Susan tweaks her back. Your number one thing is, I lost a member.
Yeah, or you're freaking out.
She went and saw her MD. She needs X-rays. She needs an MRI, and she's done.
Yeah, that's this lack of knowledge, right?
Right. That's it.
Maybe
that's all we need to go start showing, like, not just these kickboxing gym, CrossFit gym, weightlifting gyms, but like soccer teams.
Football. We'll go off of that idea, right? That one concept is like, ask the trainers, or even like my own coaches, right? Or anyone that, let's just take my coaches for example, or those trainers, like, when you tweak something while you're working out, wouldn't you want to know why it happened?
Yes.
I would, because when I tweak something, I'm pissed, and I'm like, I need to get back to training. I don't know, nothing's getting better.
Yep.
I tried this, XYZ, I tried this again, and it's still bad. It's like, shouldn't we be at the level now with all the information out there to be like, okay, I tweaked my shoulder on a snatch. At least I understand why it happened, how I can avoid it, and start working at it, because then I don't have to miss a day of training.
Yeah.
Because typically, like I said, you either modify it by avoiding it, or you just wait till the inflammation, the pain's gone, and all your other muscles atrophy. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to start with the PVC. okay, I'm gonna start with 5 pounds, 10 pounds. Okay, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like that's so crazy to think that we're still there right now.
That's 2019, but it's almost 2020, and we'll change it. That's what I really think. I really think we should target. I mean, just seriously, me talking to 6 or 7 trainers, I'm stoked. So what if like one coach is like, come talk to like 20 of my soccer players, varsity? We'd be stoked. We'd be like sitting up late at night going like, we're going to go over this, and this tomorrow.
I do think, because I do want to work with athletes, and I have, but...
I'm sorry, like, the varsity coach is more like, to digress, to go backwards, I guess, it would be like, come talk to the JV coach, the freshman coach, and all the assistants.
The teams.
Right.
Again, it's like Dave Marciano's robot was asking me this, like, hey, I don't know how the conversation came up, but, like, what do you plan on doing in the near future or something? And then I just went the FixFit route. I was like, with FixFit, I kind of realized that it's going to be more important because the goal is to help people, right? If I work with 20 athletes, if I get half adherence, right, like half of them are actually doing the shit and they learn how to fix themselves, like that's great, but it's probably not that high a percentage. But if I work with 20 trainers, each one of those trainers are going to not only have the clients they have now, but they're going to have future clients. So we're talking like, instead of spending 20 hours with 20 people that are just going to end with them, I want to work with 20 trainers because they might have, 100 people that they're going to see currently after, like working with you, for example, and now Cook Cairo, right? You have so many patients that come in.
And my providers operate the same kind of way, which... it's like that's how it starts, man. And
it's not just I want to. Where I want to be is how I can expand my reaches to help people.
Yeah.
So let's say if I can spend 4 hours with one athlete, that's a good soccer player, whatever.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend 4 hours with you, brain dumping and brainstorming, giving everything I know currently.
Yep.
Because you could probably help like thousands of people.
Yeah.
That soccer player will just they're done playing soccer, they're done.
You're talking thousands in their career, and you might hit that 1% to 2% that actually take it and run with it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, if our goal was to target, let's keep running with the soccer players, we would go see varsity 2019 team, right?
Yeah.
Coming up, you get that bell curve again. You're gonna have the 2 A+ students here listening, doing all this stuff. You're gonna have a bunch of B's in the middle.
The rest of them don't give a shit.
Ones at the other end of the bell curve don't give a shit. They're not even showing up.
Yeah.
There's probably absent kids that day.
Yeah.
But if we show the coaches that are going to be coaching there for 10 years, and then you give them hope that, oh shit, I'm not just coaching, I'm also doing this assessment, and like there's a bigger picture, maybe they stay there coaching longer.
Yeah. That was the topic that was brought up. I was like, another reason, because at the end goal, I just want to help people.
Yeah.
So this is just another vehicle, I feel blessed that I have the eye or whatever, the knowledge of FixFit, where it's like, I want to help, I think Marchand brought it up, like, I want to help the golf instructor.
Yeah.
Because anyone that's a trainer, usually, most of them are just doing it because they love it and they're barely making a living, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But if I can give them something that will help that
instructor, you might prolong their career too if they have something else to look towards, and if you're the certification, like if it's a FixFit certification, that's like, I could take this seminar and now I'm gonna go apply it. Like it's just like everybody else doing continuing education stuff. It's like it's exciting, it reboosts you.
For sure, you get that new life because then it also gives you that as in terms of business, right? It differentiates you from. And I've told you about this a ton. I was like, okay, what makes you different from the chiro down the street? Or what makes me different from the other CrossFit trainer, Someone recently, I was doing a assessment or whatever, and then this is what this person says, is like, well, how come you're not like writing a book on this stuff or running this? And I'm like, I just kind of get caught off guard, and I'm just like, whatever, that's kind of silly or whatever. But then the more I thought about it is, we're still in the beginning phases of getting to those answers quicker.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, I really know a lot about the power lifts because I spent a good amount of time practicing, testing, researching. Now I'm going to do a lot of Olympic lifting and CrossFit gymnastics type stuff, So like the movement is still there, the mission's still there, but it's going to keep growing.
Yeah.
So it's really not like one of those things where it's like a set book or a program like we talked about. But like I'd be excited to go like work for, one day UPS, the delivery guys. Because I can, if I spend some time with them, seeing what they do, what they need, it's like, it's like a brand new adventure, but the idea is still the same.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I would really be able to write a book on, let's say, or run a seminar is teaching the process of the idea. And that's exactly what I'm doing on my Instagram page.
Yep.
So it's a perfect time to follow along because that's like it's live. It's like seeing it from the beginning stages. And I'm posting this ton of stuff. I'm inviting people to send videos and whatnot in their sport, their world.
And they have been.
And they have been, which is great. I post things up like, hey, what do you guys want to work on this week, or what's hurt? And I got a lot of people saying like shoulder, back, knee, my deadlift, and I don't know half of these people.
Yeah.
But I'm having a conversation. They're like, hey, can you post, because I posted about like the Sunday, you mentioned it's a good idea to tell them what I'm about to go over.
Yeah.
And then someone messaged again saying, hey, this person I was helping with the deadlift, I never met this person. And then they're like, oh, I can't be there, but can you like post about it? So it's like I'm interacting with all these people, and that's cool because those are the people that are willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And same with the people I'm assessing videos for. It's not like I promise them I'm going to fix them. I show them what I see in their squat or their deadlift or whatever, and then they're like, cool, I'm going to go play around with this. And I'm like, that's exactly it. That's all that.
That's what's kind of exciting about, where social media, where this podcast could be heading next year is.
I think we'll have more fine-tuned like subjects.
Sure.
In terms of like, okay, we're really good at, let's say, deadlift and lower back or something, or running mechanics. Like we can probably narrow down in terms of like providing some quality, condensed content, usable content. Let's say. Because right now we are sharing the idea. So the first 23 podcasts we're doing, that's what we're doing, just talking about where we're going, where we're starting from. But I think next year we're gonna have some like good shit out there where it's like people watch it, like what I use YouTube for, right? It's like, hey, I look some shit up and then I have usable content to apply right away. So,
yeah, especially with the Sundays, man. Like the Sundays were free seminars every like I said, you put up that vote and it's split. I'm like, all that means is do 2 classes. Like you could have enough.
I'm trying to figure that out, but I do think about it because to me Sunday's a work day, so it's not out of the ordinary. Even though it's church, but it's like I don't view it as like a off day like most people. So I'm still willing and ready to work. And what I think I might need on Sunday, if you guys want to keep bugging me, I might make it happen. But I want to do 8:30 like seminar-ish style. That's the class Brittany went to. And then at
just the workout.
3 p.m. is the actual workout.
Yeah.
Like now we're people that know what they're working on. That's what they do at 3 p.m. It's like we're pushing sleds instead of doing back squats to really fire.
Here's where you get the 2 classes. You'll get people split, and it's good.
Because then we're like, because I really, to this week's vote, because the information's so fresh, and I've gotten a couple requests because their back hurts on deadlift. I want to do a back deadlift seminar this Sunday morning because I just love the deadlift and the experience I went through. I was able to lift 500 pounds being only 185 or whatever, and I feel great. I want to share that with people because a lot of people deadlift like I used to, where I thought it was like a low back workout. So then,
they're apprehensive and don't even want to work out. Don't even want to lift because they're scared to get hurt on it.
That's also been a good thing. The Sunday thing is like, and the questions online, it's like, I know who are the people that want to learn because I'm putting it all out there. Like, you show up, it's a fucking free class. I'm assessing people's videos for free. Like, it's there.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah,
while it's still free.
Well, because like if I get too busy, obviously those things are gonna have to go.
Yeah.
I got kids. I got a business to run. I got like.
Yep.
So
you guys are all just the guinea pigs right now, but all these podcasts do is make me and Mark sit down and reminisce on what we just did over the past couple months. And I've been gone. School's about to start. I mean, so people are on summer mode, and we still got a lot accomplished.
Oh yeah, I think it's gotten even better just because we have less time, so we have to be more efficient of this shit we're doing.
It's true.
So I'm not wasting time on Sundays. I'm not wasting time. That's why I've changed it. It's not just
That's good.
BJJ Sundays. It's like
because now we have a clearer vision of what we want to tackle next. As early as tomorrow.
If people request like, hey, come, and I have a couple of people already say, hey, I'm trying to convince my gym owner or whatever. But like, I think we would allocate more of our time doing shit like that.
Yeah.
If me and you go hit up a different gym because they want to learn.
Yeah.
I'd be way more interested in that because those coaches, that gym owner, they're going to reach so many more people.
I'm so stoked about my opportunity on Friday. It was just like will you come, and that's the best part, is just like the whole process, like, will you come teach us something? I'm like, what do you want? Like, do you want low back?
What do you need?
What do you need?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're not just here trying to like
stuff.
We're not trying to
all
here
the
just to
stuff.
stand there for the like whatever prestige or ego.
But
like,
I think that's good.
You.
It's like they know we have something to offer, and then they're just like
they can't even articulate it yet.
They're
maybe
just like, we just know that
you
need it.
Whatever you guys are doing, but share it.
Right. Like, come talk to my instructor. Come talk to my coach. And it's like, why? What do they need? I don't know, but like, show them. It's like, that's a good problem to have, and we should probably, since people ask for it. You got to think how much it took them to ask for that, right? How much it took for someone to send you a video. So if we start offering that to people,
yeah,
it's even different, because it's like we're not even trying to sell this thing. It's just like it's just like an additive, That's what I was thinking too. Is like at the end of the seminar, I could be like, if you guys want like more content, follow this, and I have a podcast. Like, you should put the podcast on a tagline like that, like it's a business card.
Yeah.
Right. Like, hey, we have a podcast. Hey, I have a YouTube channel. Like, follow that if you want more. So like if you're sitting there and we're talking with the men's tennis coach at this high school, and it's like, oh man, I'm really loving this. Like, I can feel my subscat, or I can feel my teres firing now. Like, hey man, by the way, like we do seminars, like, so if you can rally up like, the women's tennis coach and the freshman coach and like all the youth coaches together, Mark and I will come by and talk to you guys about how to get the teres and pec to fire. It's like, and then if they don't want it, it's like, if you don't want it, you obviously get the bigger picture, but at the same time, it's something we could add as like a service.
I think people are so, we're not very good at that because we just are good at what we do. Mm-hmm. But in terms of marketing and promoting and whatever, it's like, that's where all the garbage is, there's people with the ton of followers, but it might just be clickbait or just booty pictures or whatever.
They're scared of. That's what we are.
And again, it's like, so
not booty pictures, but
So the idea, I think, for us, and we need to start like a pay it forward type of mindset, because if you've been dealing with, let's say, elbow pain for your whole life, or you're training, and then all of a sudden you do some shit and it helps, fucking share that with someone.
Right.
Okay. Tell someone, or if like we helped you with something and it works and you're using it on your clients, tell them, like, refer them to our page or whatever. We just need people to share the shit more.
Yeah. Because
we're not good at it.
Right.
Right. And the idea
we're
is
not like buying followers and shit. And
yeah, because the thing is, like, there's so many different ways. I started, the Marks and FixFit, and I'm like, dude, you can't help but to get into I need more followers. In my head, I need more followers because I'm helping more people. But then you realize the game of social media, it's all clickbait. It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
there's no true content. It's more just like you go through because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get quality content out. So the only way to do that, I want like real followers that are wanting to learn, or we have usable information and we want them to share.
Yep.
Also, too, if you're using some of the shit that we're giving you, please tag us.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
People are good about that, I think.
I hate that shit. If you're like, because I say Julian Strong Fit a lot. I learned a lot from him, and like, I want to make sure that it's not just. I guess you can't help it, but the shit's out there and they're gonna take it.
Dude, there's way bigger names than us that constantly.
Muscle Doc said that the other day. He's like,
you hear that?
He was on a rant, like, steal my shit. Those people are the garbage of social media. I'm like, shit. I didn't even.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I didn't even think about that, but it is kind of shitty.
His entire income is just doing seminars and stuff like we want, and it's like, I mean, he's traveling all the world to do that, but it's like he must get ripped. And that's where I was like, even like last week with Brittany, like I was like hip airplane, and I was like, that's Jordan Shalhoub muscle talks. Like YouTube that if you need it. Like I did not come up with that airplane. That is his, and it's great. And it's like he would not even mind if you, as long as you credit. But his whole platform is Instagram and YouTube, right? So it's like that's where it's gonna get plagiarized.
I finally realized why it was so important to them, because like they're truly trying to help people.
Yeah,
and then some asshole is taking it and making some infographic, and they're taking that snapshot because it's like a nugget, they're just trying to build like quick followers from that out of context. And he's like, dude, you just killed my life's work. If someone steals my Pistons out of context and they throw it there and it fucks people up, like that bugs me more than the actual plagiarizing or whatever, you know what I mean?
But you know what's funny is that plagiarism originated from copying textbooks, right? But it's like now your information is
there's like
Instagram.
Gary Vee says you can't copyright trademark shit, and I get that, you can't,
right?
But it's just like now being like pay it forward or being a good person, like don't do that shit,
right?
Don't do it.
I feel like maybe he ends every seminar like that. I would love to take a seminar. I think he might come to San Diego once next year, but I bet you anything he ends it on like, or starts it with like, don't fucking video me doing a hip airplane, giving all the details and put it online.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, you guys paid all this money and like I'm showing you how to do it. But if you give it out there for someone else to rip it, it's just intellectual property theft.
It's common courtesy, really. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten that at small seminars, and, you know, a small continuing ed seminar. They always say that, and you're sitting there like, dude, I'm paying you to like renew my license. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're paying Julian and Muscle Doc for like stuff that it's gonna actually benefit patients and like clients, it's even worse to copyright that and say that it's yours for more followers. That's the thing, is like followers are currency, and that's what Gary Vee's always talking about too. Like, don't pay attention to the views and the likes, because it's like that's his bullshit currency.
Yeah,
because those people face out.
And I don't know if there'll ever be a day where, you know, those fake influencers will actually be trumped by people like the Muscle Docs and stuff. Because, you know, all those...
We hope. I think the strong survive, and that's what's funny is that you ask for, like right now, you're like, tag us, and, you know, I'm constantly every week going, like, follow our pages and like it. It's like, that's only for, like, more people to get to know it, not because Mark and I need to hit 1,000, 2,000 followers. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the message,
not even trying to do that.
The message will just have to slowly grow, because I think people will see it's a marketing ploy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you want more clients, I want more clients, the whole deal. But that's just a natural instinct, like the initial response, right?
Yeah.
But the more people we genuinely help, like, again, all the people, I'm just doing it out of the whatever, because I want to help people assessing videos. I'm not telling them like, hey, I'm going to assess your video and then you got to give whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, there's no, and that's my whole tagline on my Instagram page. It's like, stop selling, start sharing. Because I think it's bullshit that still to this day, we don't have this information readily available.
Yeah.
People have migraines and headaches, and they don't know how to do a simple ass Terry's carries in their office chair instead of popping 6 Advil a day. Like,
yeah.
But again, that's just kind of why we rant, and hopefully people share and listen.
Hopefully people like.
But and if it doesn't happen, it's all good.
Yeah. Hopefully people like and subscribe after this.
I'm gonna give Bob. Comments. I'll give Bob a shout out. I'll end it with that. It's like Bob messaged me after one of these Sunday classes, and then Bob was like, "Hey man, thanks for another good sesh, man. It was awesome." He's like, you know, even if at the end of the day it's just me and you doing hip ups and shit, like. I got your back, that sort of deal, you know? And I thought about that. I was like, that's so genuine and cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't even tell him how much it meant to me, but that's pretty much it. It's like the people that are willing to learn till the end are just going to be there. And if it grows, great. I realize I've gotten a lot more calm about followers and spreading and this and that. I would like it for it to grow.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I genuinely want to help people. And if it's fucking 10 people, 100 people versus 10,000 people, who gives a fuck?
Still helping.
It's still helping. So I really, you know, I'm trying not to. It's hard, but I'm trying not to give a shit.
It's it's easier to say that when it's not your only form of currency, you know? Like, I feel bad for people that are just like, I'm going to be an Instagram, like, influencer, and this is my only, like, I don't have a gym, I don't have a clinic, I just do this.
Sell ebooks.
Like, it's like, man, that's got to be a struggle. Like, I would just not feel fulfilled at all.
Different intent, right?
Different intent, yep, definitely. So, we'll, I feel like we just talked a lot about 2020 as if it's gonna be here in a month or so. But school does start.
It's good to have that fire, though. I mean, we really
school
got
starts
into
next week, though, and it's like, dude, next thing you know,
it is the blink of an eye. It's like summer's already over, which is bizarre, right?
Yeah,
it seemed to get gone by real quick.
And people were chilling and vacationing, and now it's time to hit the books, man.
We started the podcast this year, right? Or no?
Yeah, it was only 24.
See, we're not even a year into
25
podcasting.
No,
not even a year into my Marks and FixFit.
We're already in a new studio. And not even a year of your Instagram. So you have 4 or 5 more months to get 2,000 followers. So.
Yeah, like if there's only 10 people listening right now or following my Instagram page, that's one a month. I'm okay with that. I'll keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Please
like,
tag Mark that you're still listening.
If I help one person a month, I'm good with that.
Oh, it's getting late. This is fun. New studio. Came out good. We'll wrap it up, man.
Don't forget.
Like, subscribe, follow. Because we need 2,000 followers.
And then, let us know how we can help you. That's really it.
Yep. Sounds good, man. Appreciate you.
You too,
neighbor.
man.
Good seeing you, neighbor.